virtualizing your desktops. It's a less expensive alternative, and it allows you to kind of get some into the business without having to worry about a lot of capital to get started. So what you're doing is you're taking the desktop, which is normally just right there on your computer in front of you, and you're moving it one level back to some higher end server in your office, but yet it's working from that higher end server, not processing right there on the computer in front of you.
Is this sort of like a remote because I do a centralized desktop and use remote desktop connection to come into my desktop, and so I'm kind of using that as like my central PC no matter where I'm at. Is that similar to that? It's
very similar to that. Yes, it's very similar to that, except that there's a whole ecosystem built around it and an infrastructure so that everybody does that, so that they're all working off the same desktop. It gives you a lot of different advantages. But yeah, what you're doing is you're like I said, you're virtualizing that desktop. You don't have it there right in front of you. You've got it on a back-end server in the back. Interesting.
I know I own like 20 different PCs, and every time one breaks or I need to update, I just go buy another PC. But you're saying this is a very effective way then to save some money then for the business.
Well, absolutely. I mean, if you look at some of the numbers, so let's say that you have a 10-person firm. The average computer, when you kind of look at buying it, is probably, let's say, going to be around $1,000. So now you've got a $10,000 investment. Well, the virtualized environment uses something called a thin client as a computer. So you've got, let's say, 10 thin clients, but you have to buy your back-end server. If your back-end server costs you about $5,000, which is about typically what it's going to cost, the thin clients are about $300 a piece. So 300 times 10 is going to be about $3,000, and then you've got $5,000 for the server. You're now looking at $8,000 versus the $10,000. The other thing is, if one of those thin clients goes down, you're now not replacing it with another $1,000 investment. Mm-hmm. You're now replacing it with a $300 investment.